Welcome back to another episode of Insights with your hosts Rob and Matt, where we dive into the depths of our daily Kabbalah studies. Today we have a special topic to discuss: what is true Hesed in the work? But before we delve into this intriguing subject, give us a brief introduction, Matt.
What is True Hesed in the Work is an enlightening article from Rabash. Hesed, or true bestowal to the Creator, originates from our collective heart, not just our individual desires. We must strive to unite as one, creating a vessel capable of selfless connection. Now, let's explore the essential insights from this article.
Okay, Matt. Our first insight emphasizes the importance of unity. We cannot solely rely on our personal desires to connect with the Creator. We need to come together as one man in one heart. What do you think about this?
Our hearts alone fall short in creating a complete vessel. It's essential for us to organize ourselves in a way that fosters deep connection with one another. This unity allows us to ultimately reach out to the Creator.
Well said. Our next insight tackles a question many may have. What if you don't feel pleasure but only suffering? The answer is that we must continue working on our intentions. We need to constantly strive to correct our intentions. It's not easy, is it, Matt?
No, it's not, Rob. There is more to be done. We must correct our intentions regardless of the suffering we may experience. It's a continuous process of aligning our actions solely for the sake of the Creator.
That's right. And speaking of the right actions, the next insight highlights the significance of doing everything, whether receiving or bestowing, just for the Creator. We need to ask for strength to carry out this intention. Our actions have to be solely focused on bringing contentment to the Creator. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. When we relate everything we feel to the Creator rather than to those who caused it, that's when we start aiming our unpleasant feelings solely for His sake. By acting in this way, we are less likely to suffer and more likely to achieve a state of true bestowal.
Spot on. Now, let's turn our attention to the next insight, which emphasizes the role of friendship in getting closer to the Creator. Checking ourselves to ensure that we are truly acting in the spirit of bestowal towards our friends is crucial, as it allows us to understand how the Creator is guiding us.
I couldn't agree more. Our connection with friends acts as a bridge, leading us closer to the Creator. It's through this connection that we gain insight into His guidance. So it's essential for us to constantly evaluate and foster this bond with our friends.
Absolutely. Now, let's move on to our next insight, which touches upon the connection between suffering and correction. When we endure suffering, it prompts us to search for answers and reasons, ultimately leading us closer to the Creator. How do you perceive this, Matt?
Well, Rob, suffering acts as a catalyst for self-reflection. It forces us to think deeply about our experiences and prompts us to seek the purpose behind our pain. In turn, this deepens our understanding of the Creator's intentions and brings us closer to correction.
Insightful, Matt. Now let's address the question asked by many. How can suffering be turned into corrections? The answer lies within the Torah and Mitzvot, which were given to us for this precise purpose. These spiritual guidelines enable us to transform our suffering into an opportunity for personal growth and soul correction. Fascinating, don't you think?
Yes, the Torah and Mitzvot provide us with the tools to reverse our suffering and bring about soul correction. By following these principles, we can ultimately bring harmony and correction within ourselves and the entire system.
Indeed. Now let's dive into another important question. How can we advance without pain and suffering? We need to connect with our friends and go against our nature. By doing so, we can proactively avoid pain and suffering, as it will disconnect us from our individual selves and connect us with the greater system of the Creator. It's a beautiful concept, isn't it?
It is indeed. Pain and suffering can act as powerful motivators, but by consciously connecting with friends and going against our nature, we can bypass unnecessary suffering. It's about aligning ourselves with the system of the Creator and finding fulfillment through unity.
Well put. And speaking of stages, let's touch on the question of when we have suffered enough at each stage. It's the system, our soul, that decides when we've endured enough. To accelerate the process, we need to connect with others and pray together. The more we annul ourselves and cling to our friends, the faster our progression will be. How does that resonate with you?
It resonates deeply. Our soul, the system, knows what we need and when. By connecting with others and praying together, we accelerate our spiritual growth. It's through self-annulment and unity that we can expedite the process.
Absolutely. Finally, our last insight reminds us that suffering is intertwined with prayer. Without suffering, there can be no prayer. It's through our deepest struggles that prayer emerges, as we cry out to the Creator in our moments of desperation. As it is written, "From the depths I have called you, O Lord." What are your final thoughts on this, Matt?
Well, Rob, suffering acts as a powerful trigger for prayer. It's through pressure and adversity that the true essence of prayer emerges. Our struggles become a channel for reaching out to the Creator, connecting us to our spiritual source.
Thank you, Matt, for sharing these insights. Today, we delved into the depths of what is true Hesed in the work. We discussed the importance of unity, correcting our intentions, connecting with the friends, and the significance of suffering in our spiritual growth. Remember, it's through our pain and struggles that we find the path to true prayer and fulfillment. That's all for today's episode of Insights with Rob and Matt. We hope you found this discussion enlightening and inspiring. Join us next time as we explore more profound topics from our daily Kabbalah studies. Until then, stay curious and keep seeking the truth. Goodbye. Insights, where spirituality meets practicality. Discover, learn, grow, remember, like, subscribe and share. See you in the next episode.